Good evening, everybody. How you guys all doing?
Good evening.
Indeed. Deana, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Busy, but I'm good.
It is a busy time. I mean, I don't know if about you, but I mean, like I've found I've got stuff coming up that's due. It's the season of shit due and changing.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah,
Like it's a bad time to have a job.
it's true. This is like when they want you to be like delivering results and
Yeah.
being productive and stuff. It just I'm envious of everybody who's retired or
Retired.
self-employed, or sorry, not self-employed, but
No, I'm working hard.
financially independent, I think is the
Yeah.
term. So to all those, I am jealous.
Yeah, good luck to whoever wins that $60 million tonight.
Is that up for the grabs?
Yeah, I forgot to buy a ticket.
See, you need to do what I do.
What?
So I do want to have that because I always want to get that chance to get the 60. Because honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, if I get the $60 million, I'll be throwing that money into a great investment. That'll be my capital nest, and I'm going to be retiring at that point. But all I need to do is just you go to the lotto site. I went to LG. I figured this out because I'm a little bit lazy. This is where it kind of worked.
Mm-hmm.
You throw in your credit card number, you throw in what you want, and 2 tickets a week, 2 tickets on the Lotto 649, not 649, but Lotto Max.
Yeah.
Automatically purchased. Don't even need to go to the store. Don't need to do anything. Just it's done. Automatically entered.
You know what I'm going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm going to do if I won $60 million?
Definitely retire. That will be the face across the country.
I'm going to do this.
Everywhere. She will. I'm telling you. So we've got a lot to go in. And in fact, as we were preparing for the show and going through it, and I was getting all sorts of stuff ready.
Yeah, there was more coming up tonight. It wouldn't stop.
So we pushed out a crap ton of stuff in regards to what was, and including as I'm preparing stuff for tonight, Deana's even like firing me off 1 or 2 things. I'm like, this is good. This is great. But I'm like, I don't know if we have enough time. So we did get a chance to squeeze in one additional thing. And because as it came out up to the minute.
And it's important. It's fun.
It is. So here it is. This is straight from London right now.
Thank you, Mayor McCheese, by the way.
Big fight. Looks like the cops are finally kicking some ass.
Your ass.
All right, see? So this is how it goes. Sorry?
You are disgusting, woman!
Touch me again! Touch me again! I fucking dare you!
You touch him again and I guarantee people are coming!
Hey, you push me! No, you don't know what to do! Fucking car! I know how you do!
Work for me.
Just keep doing it! Oh, now they're beating up a woman!
What the
Now they're
fuck?
beating up a woman!
Double yoink.
Nah. That's another yoink. Triple yoink. Here comes another one.
Triple
Ready?
yoink. Oh,
Here comes
Now they
another
got
one.
this guy.
we need a little scoreboard on that one. But
Oh,
that's
yeah,
a triple yoink. I was impressed.
Oh, look, they're beating up a woman. Look, they're beating up a woman. It's playing again.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah.
So triple yoinking, totally surprised. I want to preface this with a little bit more of information because as I was, I got this sent to me by Deana. And again, this has been kind of a quiet week, but it wasn't. I just want to give that acknowledgement. So I got this information, and I got another additional video clip from the same sort of filming source, where I think it was about a day or two ago, where they started this whole sort of protest. Liberal caucus, we need to go make noise because we got nothing else to do but be angry because of our feelings.
We want to yell pedophile, groomer, asshole, fuck you as loud as we can in the middle of a public street.
Yeah. And yell at
For the
politicians.
children.
Yeah, for the children, because we're going to be offensive for the children. Cool.
Yeah.
And they were there in front of the hotel, yelling and screaming, hollering and hootenanny, sure. And at one point, they're firing off fireworks. And in this particular video clip I had, it's they fired off fireworks. And obviously the hotel staff's like, okay, this is just insane. We have weirdos in front of the building yelling and screaming. We have guests. We have a business we're trying to run. And now they're firing off fireworks.
Yeah,
call the police, get there. Cops show up. They rather quickly. It's quite possible the hotel said there was a gunshots because, to be honest, if you're inside the hotel, you might not know the difference.
The fireworks are equally dangerous.
Yeah,
they're setting them off.
Yeah, don't disagree.
Fucking idiots. God, these guys are fucking idiots. How do they get dressed in the morning, honestly, without help? They're so fucking dumb. I can't deal with it. How stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it only takes 12 of them to be so fucking dumb and ridiculous.
It is. And it's people, we'll
fireworks for freedom.
It's more of like, you guys just look like a crazy crowd of people yelling stuff without context. You're yelling groomers and this and that and treason, and none of it makes any fucking sense. And you think you're doing something? Like seriously, bro.
They're like the lowest of the low. They're like the scuzz at the bottom of a
no, and I don't want to. I'm not disagreeing.
I'm gonna do it. I have no problem doing it. These people are the garbage of society.
I don't disagree with it, and I'm not taking away from that. It's my point was more of it sounded more comparative as like, well, these ones are the lowest of the low. I'm like, at this point, the only ones we're fucking dealing with are these guys.
I know that.
It's nothing else.
I'm not just saying these 12 are the lowest of the low. Everybody who does this shit is the scum of Canada. They're garbage. They're the fucking leave behinds. They're the losers, the lowlifes. You see? Oh, they're beating up a woman. The guy was holding the woman. She was all flaily and being all ridiculous, looking like an idiot. It's on camera, dude. We can see what's going on. Nobody's beating up anybody. And then this other guy tries to call on the cop. It's like, bring it. I'd love to see that, you fucking douche. Listen, I've been pulled off or pulled away from people by the cops. I didn't turn around and say you assaulted me to the cop. I fully understand what is going on. We are in a fight. We're being pulled away from each other. That's not assault. It's called restraining because that's their fucking job. Like, I'm not a cop lover or anything, but we saw what we saw. There was nothing going on that was nefarious by the cops. These guys are fucking the biggest children I've ever seen. And these are the asshats that want to fucking run our country. They're such snowflakes. Such snowflakes.
They are.
It's gross.
But
and it's good.
Yeah.
It's good because then the cops can be like, you guys are fucking idiots. Instead of handing them gasoline cans. Instead of fucking enabling what they enabled during the Ottawa occupation and the rest of the fucking Alberta and Coots and fucking Windsor or whatever.
Yeah.
These people have no respect for the police.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, at this point, it's kind of hard not to see them as the kids that they are. And it's these guys, as you pointed out, they're chickens, they're quiet, they see this like, oh, these people are there, it's like, oh, you're abusing a woman, you're doing this, you're doing that, and like, that's not what's going on. But again, they can't take a sort of a very chicken approach. Give me a second. So it's this is kind of on par for them, and unfortunately, kind of leads us to the next story, which is also on par for them, which is very chicken to this case incel like behavior.
Yep.
So, also reported today was an incident that occurred to Rachel Gilmore. And we'll let Rachel Gilmore explain from her video herself.
In case anyone was wondering what it's like being a journalist covering far-right extremism these days, I was just walking home on my day off after getting a tattoo, and a man stopped me and said, "Hey, are you Rachel Gilmore?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And he was like, "I know you from TikTok," which was so nice because literally no one knows who I am. So I was like, "Oh, great. Do you like my work?" And he said, "Yes." As I'm walking away, minutes later, I get a message from an anti-racist researcher I know, and he tells me a picture of me walking was posted to a far-right extremist messaging board. They shared it pretty much right after I walked away. I don't think it was the guy who spoke with me, but it was one of his coworkers, and they also shared my exact location. Before I had seen this message, I was already planning on stopping at the mall on my way home, and that takes me right by the courthouse. The one where the trial for the Freedom Convoy organizers was going on, which, in retrospect, was probably not the best place to swing by. But I hadn't seen this message yet, and I had walked by that courthouse so many times, including during this trial, without issues. As I'm walking by, one of the freedom protesters turns his camera slowly, clearly filming me, and I'm pretty sure he knew who I was. So at this point, I open Twitter because this dude clearly just filmed me and I want to see if he's posted it online. And that's when I see the warning from my researcher friend. So now I have my location being shared here and some random dude filming me. These are two separate interactions and two separate people filming me. I ended up calling a security contact of mine, and I had to go into the mall, hide there for a while, talk to security, and buy shit so that I could hide who I was and actually go home. Really nice to know that I always have to watch my back in this city, even when I think someone's being nice.
It's disgusting.
It is.
It's disgusting that these fucking assholes try to follow people home or follow them just living their life.
Adding one additional detail to the whole element, the one that was quietly trying to subtly and failed epically to film, Daisy.
Yeah. Mr. I'm being harassed, Daisy. Mm-hmm. You're such a fucking idiot, Daisy. God, I fucking hate that guy.
Yep. So, Mr. I'm the victim, Daisy. Yeah, absolutely will film, reporter, post it to tag-along friends who will share it around. It's just
like, how does Rachel Gilmore, walking by, living her life, not saying anything, not doing anything, compel you to start trying to stalk her, follow, and then like post it on your crazy friend's fucking feed? Like, these are the same people that tried to follow me home. Same people who have been doxing me, doxing you, doxing every fucking buddy. Yep. Like, they're psycho fucking losers. Such losers. You're such snowflakes. I'm talking to you, Chuds, because I know you're going to watch if you're not already watching. You fucking cry foul when somebody behaves the same way you do in front of you. You have such sore feelings that you have to try to, make somebody's life a living hell. I fucking hate you guys. Do you think I follow you home? No, you know why? Because I've got a fucking life. So I'm going to go where you are harassing people. I'm going to stand up to you, or Rachel Gilmore's going to report on you, or Joe's going to film you, or whatever. But then we get to go home and not fucking worry about you until you post your bullshit and we talk about you. But we don't follow you home, you losers, to your little fucking shack in the middle of a baseball field or wherever the fuck you land because you're so fucking stupid with your life. Fuck, I hate them. We need to, honestly, they're so dumb. You want to save the children? How about you save your fucking self first, losers? That's all of his good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was the part of the episode where Deana was being restrained.
Seriously, though.
Oh, agreed.
Save the children. Save your fucking self, losers.
And I still cannot listen to them saying, I'm here to save the children, without shaking my head going, no. It has nothing to do with the children. It never has. And again, we'll get more into that as we're going along, because
there's more.
Oh, Christ.
So
there's
much
always
more.
There's so much more for sure tonight. But yeah, I mean, but still, back to this, in this particular case, though, it's just, these guys are just fucked up. Anyways, speaking of fucked up, this weekend, Deana and I had a wonderful time to actually go to Vanier Beach Fest.
It was great.
It was fantastic. So I showed up there. I actually got a new t-shirt, got a new purple headband. This is not the one. It's lost somewhere in my pile. I got a new headband because I always need a new headband. Got a t-shirt. Almost got lay, but I lost that to somebody else. And Deana dressed up with Camilla. They had a great time, and everything was going well. And there was a drag show coming up later, and the drag show was actually made all families, and it was for kids. I got to see it, and it was fantastic. They had kids songs. I got a little annoyed when I heard Baby Shark playing, because it's the kind of song that gets in your head and it doesn't fucking leave. It doesn't leave.
You just put it in everybody's head.
I did. You know what? You all get to suffer what I did.
Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, baby shark.
We don't need any of that shit. But unfortunately, of the fun and what I complained about, there's also other idiots that decide to crash the party.
Hate these guys too.
No. Could you please let us walk? No, how's it going? No, this is a private event, and you are not welcome here.
Leave. Leave. Look at the loser, Chris Stacy.
You are not welcome here.
Yeah, it's a free street. It's a free street.
Well, I think whenever I walk, she goes in front of me. He goes in front of me.
So the cops are letting him.
Seriously, man, I highly recommend you give this a read.
I'll take them.
I appreciate it. You want one?
No, I want all of them.
You want you to hand them out for me, Deana?
Yeah, sure, I'll hand them out. Let's go. Let me hand them out.
You want one?
Yeah, don't talk to her.
You get everyone,
Why
man?
don't you guys leave?
I'm not touching your kid. My hands are in the air.
Nobody wants you here. Nobody likes you. Get lost.
Well, you gotta leave because you didn't give me money.
That wasn't the rule.
Yes, it was.
I heard it. It's on recording. It's right here. You said absolutely you were going to give money. Now you're not?
I'm going to give money. I just want the questions first. I have two questions.
You can't ask the questions until you pay the $2.
$2? I'll stand each person. Each person.
Do what?
Each person who gives me money, I will talk to them. You gave me money.
Yeah, all right. Hit her.
Absolutely. No, I'm bye.
How far?
I need money. Out of
You
earshot.
better answer that question.
Out of earshot. Oh my gosh. She did it. What's your question? We need you. Oh my gosh, she did it. Let's go. Women could be dying. Women could be raped. Women could go under incest. Women could literally be dying. And you guys would want her to give a child that actually have an abortion. You don't care about Black Matter.
Sickness doesn't
You
give you the
don't
right
care.
to murder.
It's not murder.
It is murder.
Baby, let me tell you something.
Okay.
The woman herself could be literally, she could be dying, but you'd rather save the child than save the actual
It's not
woman
even a
who's
child
giving
yet.
birth.
Because nothing gives you the right to murder anyone
Oh, but you're
else.
okay with
They're
all
still
the
a human.
people in
Oh, so
Boston.
the woman can be murdered.
You're okay
I'm okay.
with
I don't want
millions of
people in
people
foster care.
dying on the streets? Look at the
I don't
streets.
want that.
How
I
much
don't
did it
want
take
that.
you to give money?
Yeah.
I'll just give you $5.
Yeah, but how much did it give you?
I gave you 2.5 times what you
But
asked
how
for.
much did it take you? Do math. Way to go. No, how much did it take you for you to give me money? How
They're
much
asking
did
you
it
not
take
to
you?
engage with them. My question is, this is just giving them material. Christy, I'm giving you a gospel tract.
She's doing really well. I'd like to read this. It's garbage. Can you go throw this in the garbage? Oh, your tooth came out.
I didn't think I had that part in there for some reason. I thought I cut it a little bit. Whoa. I had that cut out a little bit quicker, but yes. So
it's playing again. There we go.
Yeah.
Stopped.
I did. So before we get into that, Camilla did lose a tooth. It was cute. She brought it up to me. She's like, I lost a tooth. I'm like, baby tooth? Yeah. You're going to be okay. I didn't use a check. I'm just like, did you lose an adult tooth? And
no. The other tooth's already growing in it. The other tooth pushed it out, actually.
No. That's what I mean. Yeah. Like, it's a baby tooth? Yeah. Okay. Well, you're fine. You're going to be fine. This is natural.
It happens a lot when we're streaming. Like, she lost it at Tupac.
Oh, did she?
At Tupac. Yeah.
She's just like losing them all right now. Well, that's fair. Well, she's at the age where you lose all your baby teeth. Yeah. So that's totally fair.
But so that girl nailed it. There was a couple of people who were talking that did a good job at speaking to Nick.
So, yeah. I mean, a couple of things I'd like to bring up here. I mean, first of all, these guys are all like, oh, these people are coming into your space and they're indoctrinating your kids and they're making you do this. I'm like, you're fucking inserting yourself into a space you're not invited to. Clearly, you were actually messaged out directly by the organizers to the biker church and therefore Dax and everybody else to not come. Yeah. And therefore you decided to come and are trying to indoctrinate people, or as you put it, prophesize or prostate or whatever the hell it is.
Well, they think that they're going to come in and change people's minds that day. That's not why people are there. Yeah. They're there to enjoy the day. The day was beautiful. They're there to enjoy the entertainment, which there was plenty. It wasn't just the drag show. Right. There was the wonderful artist who was playing the harp and singing and playing what are those smaller guitars? It's not a ukulele. It's a little bit bigger, whatever. She's playing that. And whatever else. There were the people on stilts. There was the juggler, the flamethrower. Like there was so much activity, and you want to come here and start handing out flyers that nobody fucking wants.
Yeah.
On purpose, and then you're told you're not wanted, and then you still try to push your way through thinking that you're entitled to, crash somebody's party that you're not invited to. Like, you're literally not just not invited to it, you were told not to come. You are uninvited, or like
they're milking it for, and as I said, they're milking it for what it is, which is just coming in uninvited and becoming victims of it because they want to, they want to say, oh, look, they're rejecting the Christian message. This isn't a place to do this shit. Fuck you.
What if a Muslim person was going around trying to preach their religion on everybody? Like, give me a break.
At some sort of fucking Christian thing that they organize? Yeah. Let's get a Muslim person to go in there and
I'll do that.
Fucking proselytize.
I'll start spreading the word of Prophet Muhammad. I'll just be like, listen, this is what you should be here. And they ended up having a conversation with a very well-read Christian who at the end who did a fantastic job, and you can just watch the end of that live stream that's up on my thing, and you can see. And Nick got so pissed off because he couldn't respond to it properly, but he huffed and puffed and walked away, and then came back. And basically the message that this person said to him was like, I see you the way that you are. This is not how you spread the message of Jesus. Jesus was about love, and you're all confrontation. Like, your hands are in your pocket. You've got an angry look. You just barged into our conversation and was like, really aggressive with your message. So you're not here to have a conversation and learn about ideas. Like, if we're going to talk about ideas, then everybody's talking and having an open mind about it. And what is he, 19, and he thinks he knows everything about God, and he doesn't want to listen to anybody else's sort of, like, it's just ridiculous.
What?
They're all
a teenager that thinks they know everything.
I know,
I'm
right?
Shocked.
Holier than thou, literally.
totally. I don't understand the words you're saying right now. I am completely shocked
It's
by
yeah,
them
like
all.
they have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And I mean, not even about just their religion. They have a lot to learn about their religion. They think they know everything, and just because they've memorized some dates here and there, but they have a lot to learn about, trying to bring people into whatever message they're trying to deliver. Like it's
It is. I mean, Nick might
a
be the
bully.
older one, but Josh is the one that's got the highest sort of fame going on. He's the one that's got kicked out from school. He's the one that's now going to be going against the board by himself because he's now, his big recent legal victory is I can represent myself. Well, it's not really a legal victory because that also means you are also at all the consequences. Anything that you do wrong is going to be on you now. You're screwed. You're now forced yourself to be an adult.
Well,
So
again, he thinks he knows everything. So, and
yeah.
he's getting advice from some of the quacks out there. Like,
So Josh himself is getting advice from the LCC. Absolutely. And thanks to
quacks.
Josh is kind of highlighting what the LCC is, the church is involved. Yeah. And so people are going to start highlighting the LCC's work and the fact that the LCC and the church is affiliated to it should probably have their taxation status reviewed.
Well, I think they're going to lose. I think they're going to lose people in their church. That's the reason why people have left the church. People are leaving the church because of the hypocrisy.
I don't disagree with it. A lot of people have. It's coming, but the reason why I sort of like onto the whole thing is the ones that want to leave the church have left the church. The ones that are
more people that are leaving,
and I don't disagree.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those, if you've left the church, cool. But I think it's getting up to that particular balance point where, like, now you've got the zealots and you've got some new zealots. I mean, come on, you got Daisy who's now joined up to a church. You're going to have that group.
When do you think the last time he went to church was?
I don't know.
The week after he got baptized. I don't think he's been to church since.
I don't know. And that's the thing. I don't want to guess because, he may be there. Like, this might be a group thing that they do together with the Wellington Church. Wellington Street. Like, they all just show up at the biker church. That might be one of those.
They were at Wellington at 10 o'clock. When's their church? 9? No, it's at 11.
There's a couple different services.
Church to them is 90 Wellington Street.
Not disagreeing there, but actually, no, I don't recall him showing up.
He sits on the step and waits for the bread. Free
True.
bread.
No, I mean, most of the time these guys don't show up till noon. So I mean, it's like noon. They might show up earlier, but Sunday, no, I don't think they show up before then. I'm pretty sure we could show up before them on Sunday. Be in the bar, ready to have a drink while we're watching over from the patio. Just saying.
Yeah.
Catch a drink on Sunday.
Bistro.
And the bistro. What do you think?
I think it's great.
I
don't think Dacey's gotten any bread.
No?
No, he's getting pretty thin, that guy. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's losing lots of weight.
Possibly. But yeah, I think you and me can have a go catch a couple of drinks on the bistro. Hey, we weren't kicked off.
Nope.
So, speaking of disorderly conduct, we bring you now to
this whole episode is disorderly conduct. Like every segment, there's going to be disorderly conduct. Let's go.
Let's do not disagree, but you know what? I
We're talking about the convites, eh? So
I am, but you know what? I like to give a little bit of sort of a segue. So disorderly conduct. I bring you the match I didn't expect to see, but you know what? I'm here for it.
This is
ladies and gentlemen, settle a ring, Reb and Shep.
Yes, you fucking did. You were the reason why Hugs Over Masks lit up Yes, you did. You told Colin some bullshit to get Vlad in him. Yes, you did.
Okay, let me tell you.
No, you don't need to tell me nothing. You need to take your fucking ass.
Fucking leaving.
Yeah, well, yeah, you are. You're gonna fucking leave right the fuck now. Push me. I dare you to push me. Push me. No, you stepped in my face. Get the bitch off my property. Get the bitch. Good. Guys, this is Rebecca Shepherd. You're talking to the whole country. This is what you're seeing.
You're not allowing me.
I don't need to allow you. The whole country thinks you're a fucking joke.
You don't have any followers.
You're a joke. Well, oh, guys, I don't have no followers. I have no followers.
I would love to explain to you.
No, I don't need your explanation. You came here and interrupted a meeting.
No intentions. I asked a simple question. How she responded is not up to me.
Okay, did you finish your presentation when the question was asked?
What were they fighting about? Like, they're so ridiculous.
So
all I saw was like arms waving and like boom, 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 and whatever. So stupid.
So
funny.
I didn't get I'll be honest, I didn't get the full details on the whole thing, but they disagreed in regards to, from what little I understood, Reb Shep showed up to a particular meeting. So did Kellyanne. I think you mentioned it.
But but Kellyanne was like pretending that it was her property. Was that her property? Like, get her off my property. What? It looked like they were in front of like a hotel or some sort of,
or in some sort of industrial lot.
Yeah,
which
like,
could have been.
Is that where her trailer is parked? And like she gets that front area in front of her tarp, or what?
Oh, sorry. Rebecca crashed. Oh my God. Rebecca crashed Maggie Hope Braun's meeting. We know Maggie Hope Braun. Maggie called Kellyanne Wolf, and she drove down. And so some sort of rented office space.
Okay.
They showed up, and then they decided to have a Karen off in the middle of the fucking parking lot. And my response to the whole thing is,
cheers.
Not gonna lie. I do enjoy watching these guys kind of just go at each other. We've seen it here. We've seen it with Jeremy McKenzie versus
Canada.
War Campaign.
Let's all come together. We love you.
See the Convite leadership to do it to each other. Like, we've literally seen them all go towards each other. Bowder versus LaFaz.
They're all ego. It's all ego. That's the thing.
It is.
Like, nobody knows how to step back and let other people take care of shit. And then, you know, like, this is not about anything else other than who is the top dog.
When your movement...
don't even have any followers. Oh, guys, I don't have any followers. Like, fuck, who cares? Is this your life?
Movement, yeah, when your movement is based on ego.
Yeah, it's so funny.
And I know people are going to come in, it's like, well, you guys are all about ego. No, I really, really don't care. What we do has nothing to do with ego. We're going there for specific causes. We have very short, concise, specific goals to movements and actions.
Yeah, and then we go back to work and we live our lives and we do the shit that we have to do. And we protect people who are being attacked by these assholes who constantly attack.
Yeah.
Like, and we report on it. And that's it. Done.
It's true. Whoops.
Was that me or you?
That was you.
Oh, what's happening? I lost connection.
I don't know. It's okay. You're back. We're good. I thought I was going to have to go solo now and I was going to get all panicky. No, I was going to get panicky.
I did nothing. It just sort of said you lost connection. And I'm like, where did everybody go? Anyway. Yeah, it's so... They can't even unite themselves. They're not going to be able to unite the country. It's not about uniting the country. It's about do it my way, or we're going to get in your face. We're going to slice you. And we're going to like bite you. And then we're going to cry to the cops, and the cops are going to yoink us. And then we're going to cry that the cops yoinked us.
Funny you should mention that.
Okay.
Because you know what? These guys do like to get in the face of cops. They do like to say, this is how things run.
You
But
work for me.
Yeah, and sometimes they do a lot of FA. Sometimes you get a little bit of FO.
FO.
I present to you the following exhibit.
The foe. Not to be confused by pho.
Here I am on 90 Wellington Street, across from Parliament Hill, where washrooms are reserved for clients only.
Oh, the horror.
No, I'm sorry, they're only open for clients.
What does clients mean? Taxpayers can use the bathroom. You're paying taxpayers? You can't segregate.
You want to film something? Film the sign over there.
Segregator.
Put your hands on it. Put your
You can't go hands on.
And like 4 women tried to use the washroom is how this all started. So like, in all seriousness, this all began because 4 women tried to use the bathroom in this Capital Info Center behind me.
I just do it. Okay. So, this being in a public place but private property, we're asking people to leave the interlock area. So you're welcome to do that.
Isn't that a federal sign?
Yes,
right
but it's privately owned, right? Like it's a private property. At this point, it's who owns the place and who's the tenant or who's in charge of the place. They say, I don't want these folks on protesting on this property, then you have to go. And it's not about like, I don't want to, I don't feel like it. It's like, you have to, Marty. Their position is they don't want you to be on the property, you just step off. That's it. And now, failing to do that, then you can get a ticket. I don't want a ticket.
I've been doing this thing.
But you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like doing that.
No,
I don't think it's necessary either.
Which block? This block? Oh, because this is a...
We should form a line. Everybody stand on the edge.
Let me check. Let me check. This is illegal to stand there.
Let me check.
It's illegal.
Oh, God.
On this is what?
Let me double check this right.
Is there just like a permanent ban of this area? How long does this last?
Somebody like
Ridiculous.
Right here.
honor your
It is public here.
This land is owned by the NCC.
Is it public? That's the thing I'm wondering.
Public can have access to it.
Oh!
No, they can't.
Can you see the lot of this? Tell me the document of this thing.
Service and agent status.
We know it's Kristen DeLille. We know who to go after.
That I'm a human comedian, that I'm a freedom fighter, that I'm a whoever you want to call it. Anybody can step on this. Anyone. Anyone. It's public. You understand? You use your authority for dictation, for little authority, like you have a big problem in England. We're peaceful people. Okay? We have the right, as much as you, as much as anyone, to step on this. Bring me to court for this shit. Bring me to court for this shit. You'll see I'll beat that fucking disease no matter how you want to look at it. They think they're so tough. They think they're so rough that, hey, interlock now because you're a freedom fighter. You cannot step on the interlock. Hey, screw you.
We want peaceful assemblers there. Because we're here to peacefully assemble. We're not here to use this as public. We're here to peacefully assemble.
Hey, you're a freedom fighter. You're so wrong.
The commissionaire stopped.
Criminal is incredible. I am a criminal. I am a freedom fighter. I am a real big criminal of this world.
So that's the gist. That man is run on scene.
This is a bunch of crap.
I just do it.
Everybody are in court right now for stupid things like this because our human rights are not respected. We're a bunch of criminals. They judge us. They tell us what to do. Hey, we're in Canada and your human rights suddenly are abandoned. It's not the same thing for everyone up in here. When you Google things to do in Ottawa, the number one is come and see the Wellington Street regulars. That's right. Yeah. We miss you, Pat.
Thank you, TikTok scientist, on that one. Whoa, Jesus.
First of all, it's not segregation when you're separating clients from non-clients. You can't segregate me from the clients. Like, what the fuck is she talking? Can you be any more of a fucking white woman Karen? Can you be any more of that?
Yeah, those shits.
It's you can't segregate us. Oh, I can't step on the interlock. This is a free country. My foot can go on the interlock. I am a criminal for putting my foot on the interlock. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? They're so ridiculous. I'm watching Monty Python or something. Like, something totally out there. Do they watch this shit back and be like,
no,
yeah.
this is not Monty Python. This is Trailer Park Boys.
Okay.
Convite edition.
Sure.
This is what it is. The
It's
Trailer
so
Park Boys is
ridiculous.
rebooted into a Convite edition.
I can't even, like, I didn't watch the whole thing. And then I got to see it today, the whole thing, like right till the end. And it's like,
yeah, like
Eric,
it is.
We are trying to peacefully assemble. We are peaceful assemblers.
I'm like, so even to recap a little bit here, these guys are like, oh, we don't know what we did wrong right at the beginning of the video. So again, big props, thank you to TikTok scientists who constructed that video quite clearly. Like they just barged into the place they were told not to go into.
Oh yeah,
slammed past the commissioner, and it was like commissioner's like, you're not allowed in here. We're only customers, and they're like, yeah, well, stop us.
No filming in there.
Yeah, no filming.
You're not allowed to film in there.
And they're baiting him like, well, stop us, as they slam through to go to the bathroom.
Right.
So like, all right, I will. I'm going to call the police because that's what civil people in a society do. And so the commissioner, do not fault. I think incredible patience for when being pressured and pushed into it. Did exactly
Dealing
everything
with a bunch of large children, like large 2-year-olds. Oh, it's for customers only, is it? Come on, girls. Let's do this. Let's show them that it's not just for customers because we said so. Like, it's so fucking dumb. I've never seen anything so goddamn stupid. Like,
it is. They barge through, they push themselves through, and then there's like in total upset and shock that, what do you mean we have consequences to our actions? Which, let's be honest, this has been the theme for about a year and a half.
Oh,
what?
Lord.
I did something that I wasn't supposed to do, and now I have to pay for it? No, that's not how this is supposed to work. Wah.
This is a federal building, no?
I pay for this with my taxes.
Yeah, I pay for this interlock. My cousin put it in. I know the guy.
What the fuck does that even mean? What was it? What's the other word he was using? I can't remember it right now.
The dictation?
Yes.
You are using your dictation. You are using this for dictation.
Yes, that's it. We're going to dictate everything here, and then we're going to write a lovely letter later when we pass it to the secretary. What the hell? Yes, dictation, please.
Oh my God, they're so exhausting. And like, I was only there for the long weekend. The poor people that work there every fucking day have got to see that garbage. That's garbage. They are garbage. Like, they try to find a way to get in trouble so that they can tell us they don't have freedom to get in trouble.
Yeah, this harassed me to a particular state. Like for people who follow me ever so often, if you follow me on Twitter, occasionally I decide to get into fights with people on Twitter because that's what the platform is. Anywho, aside from the usual convites, I'll get into in particular right now. I'm in conflict with right now it's Bridget Belton.
Bridget Belton.
And a couple of the convites that are her big fanboys. So as I'm sitting
Bridget,
there,
it's never too late to go to school, and it's never too late to start reading books. Just so you can.
Books are your friends; they're not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
But more importantly, like and I did this a little bit with Bridget as well as a couple of convoys. They're all there like, oh, it's this is the cleanest city was because we were there. We were all cleaning and putting everything in garbage bags. I'm like, first of all, there's 40 garbage trucks that needed to haul your garbage out and all the rest of the trash because you guys were fucking a mess.
Yes.
Second, you
These
did
are
not clean up.
garbage dump trucks.
Yeah. Hang on. Second, you didn't clean up your garbage. It's still on fucking Wellington, causing shit, yelling in the empty buildings, and barging into the goddamn
Right. With all their garbage
buildings.
signs blowing around everywhere. Like literally blowing around everywhere.
So exactly it. You think you believe you cleaned up your garbage? No. It's still there. It's still here in our city. We're still dealing with it. And we can't get rid of that fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Barging into a place and expecting to have a reaction that's going to be positive in your favor?
Yeah.
No.
How does it feel, Chris Barber? How does it feel, Tamara Leach? How does it feel, Bridget Belton, Danny Bulford, BJ Deichter, that you inspired these pieces of shit all over our country doing piece of shit and acting like fools all the time? Like that's you guys. You inspired that shit. Those are your people. I'll say it again. Those are your people.
They are their people.
Like, how embarrassing. That's your fucking movement. That's your legacy. That shit.
Let's see how embarrassing they think, because this spins me over to both Tamara and Chris. Because this week, as they're in trial, one of the important things that they worked on was attempting to block the Ottawa citizens from testifying at the trial. So the trial is coming up, and the Crown wants to have citizens from the significant citizens that were related to the downtown core. So I don't have the full names. I have one or two names, but they kind of segmented, show a cross section in regards to people that were affected in downtown core by the Freedom Convoy. One name in particular, as I'm going to show up later, is Zexi Lee. But again, all additional is residents, people affected by it, as well as business and whatnot, and how they were affected by it. And they're attempting to block it, going, well, that's more of a victim impact statement. We don't have to do anything to it. It's we shouldn't be dealing with that kind of stuff because
this is a criminal trial because you assaulted a fucking city. So yeah, there needs to be people testifying to the assault.
Well, that's exactly it. And as you're pointing out, because I mean, as the Crown said, Crown Attorney, this is ultimately a trial about what happened in this city during the protest and what role Lich and Barber played in that. So one of the things is, what was the effect? And the only people who can tell you the effect is the people that were in there. So about 5 witnesses. It's not a huge amount. I think it was 5 to 9, but it came out of 5. Crown plans to call 5 Ottawa residents as a witness in this case, describe what they saw and experienced during the convoy. That includes Zexi Lee, who filed a class action lawsuit against the organizers on behalf of people who live and work in the downtown Ottawa. Side note, that particular lawsuit starts on Monday, for those who are interested.
We're bringing Zexi back. Those convoy boys that don't know how to act. Bring it to the page. Go ahead, be gone with them. Go ahead, be gone with them.
So Deana is now working on another song.
I already worked on it. I wrote it like last year. I've got the whole song.
So if only you can get a musician to help you out with that.
Right. We're bringing Zexi back.
Not saying it's you, Keith, but
Some convoy boys just don't know how to act.
It's you, Keith.
Nate Timberlake.
Yes. So this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to remove as much voice in regards to, obviously, I mean, I get why the defense is there trying to remove as much teeth from the Crown. No, I get the defense trying to remove as much.
Don't they feel like their voices were taken away? Freedom.
Well, I'm sure they do. Although I don't give a shit about their voices.
No.
But yeah, no, it's. I mean, these guys are trying to defense here. Sorry, they're trying to make their defense, and they are. I mean, I'm trying to think of the repercussions if they lose this case. How severe it's going to be. Now, I'm not a legal expert here at all.
They're going to jail for 5 years. That's my bet.
Deana's speaking not as a legal expert, but on a. And I'm not disagreeing with your personal emotional feel on this because, I'm like, you know what? I'll take the 5 years.
They can go to jail for up to 17, I think it is. Right?
I believe so. I don't know and have to check. If anybody has any ideas what they could potentially be going for, by all means, we'll show it up there. I'm curious because this is one of those things that's going to be kind of interesting. If the Crown can successfully show that they were guilty of the charges they brought against, I'm wondering if they could be made to be set an example of. Because I mean, they did significantly. They shut down the downtown. They held an entire section of the city hostage. I mean, 2 sections if you want to include downtown core and the marketplace.
And Vanier. Like Overbrook and Vanier. Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely
they haven't even gotten into the Coventry part. I don't I missed a lot so far because I had to go to work, so I'm not sure where they're at with.
Yeah, and it's been a little bit tricky to find out what they're at because I don't think there's much except for a couple of newspapers that or at least media that's right now covering it.
Yeah.
So aside from that, that's pretty much it. And right now, it's the problem with court cases that there's some exciting parts to it between a lot of long, boring parts, and that's kind of the problem. All of us want to see
it was boring at first, like when I was there, especially when you're like listening to the qualifications and stuff like that. I mean, it's important stuff. It's important here. But then once we started getting into the testimonies, and I missed the best parts. Like like I said, it's the worst time to have a job right now and a busy job because I missed the 5 hours of footage. But Judy Trin did put it up on, she tweeted about it. And if you go into the article, there's the consecutive footage. And my favorite part, and because I've been trying to find this footage, it's back up, is when the police came and basically got them out. There's about an hour and 50 minutes of just that. And I could just sit there. I was mesmerized when that happened, when they did it in February 2022. I was glued to the TV. I enjoyed every moment of it.
TV. I was on Mayor. What are you talking about? You weren't watching TV.
Mayor.
You were on Mayor.
No, really? I didn't know Mayor back then.
Really?
No, I didn't know any of you guys back then.
Mayor was.
I was streaming for my 7 or 8 friends that would jump on to see on whatever. Maybe I had 10 or 12 at one point. But when I was downtown protesting by myself, or at the, what do you call it? The Battle of Billings. Mm-hmm. I didn't know anybody until St. Bridget's.
See, that's kind of interesting because so during the convoy.
Trudeau didn't introduce me to you guys yet.
That's true. It's true. I was stuck at home during the convoy. So, I mean, if you listen to people like LaFace, Deana and I were absolutely adamant within the entire convoy doing all sorts of crap. I could tell you, I wasn't even downtown or anything. I was actually stuck at home for on leave because I had some issues I was dealing at home with. Sorry, not at home, but medical issues I had to deal with. So I couldn't go anywhere. So I did start watching in regards to the convoy. I started watching a couple of streams, whatnot, and I ended up going to a couple of Twitches as I was trying to catch as live events because I was stuck at home. I had nothing else to do. And that's how I discovered the Mayor.
Cool.
Since then, absolute staple in regards to keeping an eye on what's going on.
Yeah, what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, I was able to follow through right up to the ending, which was, the final push where we watched the horses and the cops push the entire thing and clear out the entire downtown. It was a little sad after the effect because, like, all right, what's next? Shit, I probably have to go back to work. Damn it.
I was not sad.
No.
I kind of liked that I didn't have to stand outside for 5-6 hours at a time to counter protest these assholes. Mind you, I never got cold because I'm a pro at keeping warm in minus 40-degree weather. Them, not so much.
It's your dark burning heart that keeps you warm.
I used to do a newspaper route to pay the bills. 3:00 in the morning in the winter, minus 40. You figure it out.
No, it's true.
So,
and I understand. I mean, I'm pretty warm whenever we go out to activities, but it's you figure it out. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You make sure you keep stuff there. I've always got hot pockets for people, but I'm also a bit of the mama bear between you and I.
Yeah.
So
true.
It's true. So that's right now what's going on with Barber and Lich, who are going to be, I think they're only continuing up to the 16th, and I think they take a bit of a break on their court case for a bit, and then they were going to return and resume. There's no way they're going to be finished by then. Well,
they have 16 days, and bringing it to the 16th is not 16 days.
Mm-mm. They're going to bring up to the 16th, and then from what I was understood, and they're going to be taking a break, but again, we're going to definitely be following it. I'm curious.
When do the victims testify? This week?
Well, the city of Ottawa is probably going to be coming up soon. I'm not even sure if Watson's testified yet. I'm assuming he might have, because I believe he was supposed to be a witness in there too. So, yeah, we're going to be hearing about more testimony. We're going to keep an eye on the news to see if there's anything interesting coming up. We'll let you guys know. But yeah, the other person, if you guys want to really keep track of the trial, follow Resistance Cats. They're posting a lot of information in regards to it, as well as mostly people to follow if you want to keep an eye on what's going on.
I have a question, Ina. What is the name of the guy who's live tweeting from Epoch Times? Because I did get interviewed by somebody from Epoch Times when I was at the convoy, and I didn't even want to talk to him. I'm like, nah, not doing it.
Why would you?
And then he's like, no. And he even told the people that were getting in my face to fuck off. Like, he literally told them to fuck off because they were getting in my face and shit. So then I did the interview, and like, if you Google my name and you Google Epoch Times, you'll see the article. And he actually did do a fair job. Like, he didn't just interview me, he interviewed a few people. So he did a good job. I wonder if it's the same guy. Oh, Matt. No, it's not the same guy. Matthew Horwood is the one who DM'd me asking me to comment on getting paid by Justin Trudeau. So
yes, I remember that.
I love that people still keep telling me I'm getting paid by Justin Trudeau.
And you know what? You still get harassed about that. I don't get anything about it. I'm like, she meant both of us, but whatever. It's clear you guys don't care. But yeah, no, you're absolutely, yeah. I remember, yeah. These guys were
testify. Two-faced. I'm two-faced.
That's what you can do. You can do the female Zaphod Bibelbrox. You just take that face and just have it on the side as the female Zaphod.
I could do this, and then I'm always looking at you.
That's going to freak him out, and I'm here for it.
It looks nice too. It's like a nice headband. I think I'm going to do that. I'm a Gemini.
So
we are all Deana.
We are all Deana.
So yeah,
we're all
but
getting checks.
Seriously, people, September 20th. I have 20 of these now. I'm mailing out 2 of them tomorrow because I've got addresses to 2 different cities. If you are going to a protest in your city to protest the September 20th bullshit and you want Deana to be there, just send me an address to mail this to and like DM me and I will send you one of these. No
If you don't
strings
have her,
attached. Only
DM
string
it to
attached
me.
is
I'll
this
forward
one.
it to her.
Yes, if I can't answer, if I'm not answering, then do it. We have to get them out soon. September 20th is coming soon. I need to get them out by Friday so that we make sure you get it in your mailbox by Wednesday.
DM Deana or DM me, and I'll forward it over to Deana.
Yes.
Either way, it's going to work.
So Friday's the big day to get it in the mail so that you guys get it by Tuesday so you can have it.
Absolutely.
And then the other thing is you need to take a picture of it. You don't have to be in it. You don't have to be, we don't have to see your face, but you need to like have it on a stick or something. And like the chuds in the picture, I think it would be great.
We just want to see Deana everywhere across Canada.
Just pissing off every chud possible. They keep trying to think that this meme makes me upset. Yeah, you fucking show this meme and then we're going to show it right back at you. I love this face. Ah. You mad? Are you angry?
I'm used to the face now. So we're going to do it a little bit different now. We're going to get into politics a little bit more. Up to the provincial level. Because you know what? The Chuds have made enough noise that it's getting to areas that I'm not happy about, Deana's not happy about, and you're not going to be happy about. So we'll start off with Dofo.
We're making sure we're making the appropriate changes in education, focusing on what matters. That's math, writing, arithmetic, engineering, making sure they understand the fiscal responsibility. But most important is the parents' rights. The parents' rights to listen and make sure they are informed when their children make a decision. They can't, it's not up to the teachers, it's not up to the school boards to indoctrinate our kids. It's the parents' responsibility to hear what the kids are doing and not the school board. I can't even figure out what school boards do nowadays, by the way.
Up to the school boards to protect the kids.
This is all about the protest that's coming down the line. He is trying to pit people against the teachers because this protest, the teachers' strike, not protest, the teachers' strike is imminent. It is happening. And I have a lot of teacher friends. This is imminent. We know it is because the fucking provincial government, conservative provincial government, never moves on fair wages, period, and benefits. But the fact that he used the word indoctrination because it has nothing to do with it. If the kid wants to make a decision and the teacher doesn't tell the parent, that's not indoctrination. That's giving the child a protected space. So the fact that he used that word in that context, he needs a punch in the throat. Somebody needs to do it. The second thing is that he's sitting there. Okay, first of all, kids in elementary school and shit don't learn engineering, but that's an aside. If teachers are now required to tell the parents every time a child makes a decision, if 2 kids start dating, boyfriend and girlfriend, does the teacher now need to call the school or the parents and say, hey, your child made a decision to have a boyfriend. Little Johnny is Casey's boyfriend now. And Johnny has a girlfriend named Casey. Do they need to do that? Your child made a decision to be heterosexual. I just need you to know that. Your child told me that they were gay. I need to tell you that your child told me they were gay. Where does the line cross? Just because of pronouns. Give me a fucking break.
So I'm going to optimize. I'm going to take the time here for explain a little story about me that's actually relevant to this exact thing. So, as what these guys are proposing, that if the child wants to change their name and pronouns, they need to update the parents. It's a horrible thing. They need to update the parents. All right, fine, because it's what we've been doing the entire time, right? No, you haven't. And let me tell you why. When I was young, just finished grade 9, going into grade 10, I went from private school to public school because that's what we do, if you're me. At the time, I decided to get a little bit creative, and I actually changed my name. So my name wasn't Joe. I changed it. I had another name before. And I went to school, and when I registered, I decided, you know what? I'm going to use this name, Joe. It was a little bit simpler. It wasn't a full name change because it was just a swapping of the name order. And being a person who was born Catholic, I had a lot to choose from. Because we, as French Catholics, we'd like to stuff as many names in our middle names as possible. So I had a dictionary. My parents weren't involved. Nobody else was involved. I went there and I just did it. And the school took it. They didn't notify my parents. In fact, I didn't tell them anything about this till I got home. Like, oh yeah, by the way, I did this. Why? Because I wanted to. But yeah, it happened. Parents weren't crazy about it, but they adapted. They went to it. For the longest time, they continued to call by my old name. I was fine with it. Didn't bother me too much. Everybody else I knew continued to call me by new name. Joseph. Joe. And that was fine. It was fine for me to do that. And I bet you anything, any child like me that continued and just changed their name would probably not have a problem, would not have an issue with the school or the policies or anything else. But I bet you if I tried to change my gender, you would fucking raise hell. And that's fucking bigotry.
It's so stupid. Like, it changes nothing for them. This person just changing their pronoun isn't doing anything else. Like, and especially if they have medical autonomy too, the parents don't need to be notified.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like it you can't. This is the law in Ontario, in Canada. This is the law.
It is.
So when that, like, now you're putting teachers in a position that they should not be in. It's not like this kid hurt some other kid, right? You have to inform the parents if a child hurts another child. They get suspended, they get expelled, whatever, right? You don't need to inform a parent if a child is making any decisions. Like, it doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any fucking sense.
I feel especially sad and empathetic towards the teacher who was teacher or teachers. Yeah, again, I say teacher, but I mean teacher.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, in this context.
So I feel bad, especially for any particular teacher or teachers that need to inform the parents, especially if they're part of the 2S LGBTQIA community, because not only will they know what this risks, there's no way they don't know what kind of risk this is. And I don't imagine any of them not understanding the risks that they're doing, that they're forced to do.
Are they forced though? I'm asking because
right now they're not.
No, but so I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
Even if legislation was passed and the teachers need to inform, teachers, any person in Ontario can refuse to do work that is unsafe for them or unsafe for anybody else. You have a right to refuse to do work. Can they use that argument? Can they refuse to do that knowing that
Yeah.
Somebody in their workplace is going to get hurt.
So this is where it's a message I would love to sort of reach out to a group like, let's say, QP, and say, is this something you guys will be able to use in regards to this may not directly risk the teacher, because it's not that
It could.
teacher's gonna be a risk. Well, it may or may not risk the teacher, but it definitely will risk the student in the workplace. Is that something that could
No.
be used as a reason to not follow this rule? Because they know that if they out the student to the parent, this could endanger said child. Because again, if the child is not outing themselves to their parent, there's a reason. Because a child that feels safe to say who they are to their parent, they
So
won't be
listen to
hiding
my
it.
argument for a second.
Sure.
Who are the people who are going to be unsafe for the children if the children come out to their parents? The parents. Who are these parents? The same people who will blame schools for indoctrinating their children to turn them into that, and they will take it out on the teacher, and they will take it out on the principal, and they will take it out on the school. So it
Good
is
point.
a
It's an excellent
danger
point.
to the teacher, to the principal, to the entire school, because these people are so fucking psycho. And we do this every week. We show
Yep.
everybody how psycho these people are every fucking week.
You're
Those
right.
are the people that you are going to be informing, and they in turn blame everybody else but reality, because homosexuality is a reality. Transgenderism is a reality. This is all fact. It's not a whatever. So the people who are dangerous to their children are also dangerous to everybody else. And so that's the argument I would make if I was a teacher. I have a right to refuse, because that person scares me. And you know what? These teachers know who the scary people are, because these are the same people who blame the teachers for their kid, maybe not doing well or whatever it is. So yeah, those are the people I'd be worried about.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I wasn't really thinking as much of the teacher in that, and in my defense, I was a little bit more focused on the students, because I view them as more of
They're more vulnerable.
absolutely more
Yes,
vulnerable. So I was
they
kind of
are.
focused on that.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
yeah.
You're right. But there's
She said I
also
was right. She said I
I
was right.
did.
Mark the date.
But there's two rights here.
No,
Because
and you're right.
those
It is.
crazy people who
Yeah.
will attack their own children, or try conversion therapy on their own children, or try to an exorcism on their own children, because literally exorcisms are still going on. I know this to be true. Like,
You're absolutely right. There, it's you, and that's, I think it's, you extended that particular idea where I kind of stopped at, which was, we know they're going to blame the kid. Sorry, they're going to blame the kids as to to everything else and endanger the kids. But you're right. They're not going to stop there. They're also
No,
going to
they won't.
blame the teachers. They're going to blame the school board. They're going to blame everything else. They're going to blame everything for something that has nothing to do with them, nothing to do with everybody else. It's just, leave the fucking kid alone. Period.
Yep. Sorry, I was just reading Mike's yeah, so they're trying to ban books and all this other stuff. Ban as many books as you like. I think it's ridiculous that you're banning books. It's not going to stop somebody from being gay or transgender. That's not what happens. Because gayism, transgenderism, whatever word you want to use, has been around a lot longer than books.
People into the LGBTQ community were raised by straight people in a straight world. They still
exist.
And they still became who they are. Therefore, you're not going to change anything. If anything, you're just going to save some lives if you just accept that some people are who they are.
And I can't stress this enough. Life is short.
Yep.
Life is so short for everybody. How dare you interrupt somebody trying to live their life as happy as they can in their short life? How fucking dare you? Who the fuck do you think you are? And your children are not your property. Your children, you are there to guide your children, but it stops there. They are their own human beings. And what's going to happen when your children grow up is they're going to hate your fucking guts. So you only have them for like maybe a quarter of their lives. And then they still have another 3/4 to go, and you'll probably be around for another half of their life. But you're not going to be around for that half of your life because they're going to disown the fuck out of you because you're a piece of shit.
Pause that. I need to roll the next clip, which
Yes.
ties in exactly to where we're going with, because we're now going to the federal level. Who's continuing the shit?
The Conservative Party just had their convention, and they approved a bunch of anti-trans policy priorities, in a move that left some trans conservatives feeling betrayed. And that raised still unanswered questions about whether the Conservatives will run on an anti-trans platform in the next federal election. Here's what happened. At the Conservative Convention on the weekend, Conservative delegates voted on and approved several new party policies. For example, citing the importance of bodily autonomy, Conservative delegates voted to approve a policy to affirm Canadians' right to refuse vaccines. But that emphasis on bodily autonomy does not extend to trans youth, according to Conservative delegates, because 69% of them approved a policy to bar young people from accessing gender-affirming care. In the debate, one delegate referred to being transgender as a mental health disorder and was met with applause. The party also approved a policy proposal intended to bar trans women from washrooms, prisons, shelters, and locker rooms. Meaning, for example, they'd like to see battered trans women turned away from women's shelters, which just seems really cruel. The first openly trans person to run as a Conservative Party candidate posted online about how betrayed she felt, saying she will not forget the people who once told her they love and support her who are now telling her to stay quiet. Another trans conservative said, quote, "These delegates have decided I don't have a home in the Conservative Party anymore." Now, Poilievre isn't bound to adopt the policies that pass, so we'll see what happens next. Because so far, he hasn't said anything about this, although he has previously issued anti-trans dog whistles. What do you think of all this?
It's fucking disgusting. They're so fucking disgusting.
They are. So
how can anybody vote how can anybody be gay, lesbian, or trans and think that they have a place within the Conservative Party? Like, were you sleeping? For real?
Yeah. No, and that's exactly sort of, and this is kind of one of those things. I'm looking at this. Two candidates that's part of the Conservative just, we're there, like, we just got abandoned by our own party. I'm like, yeah, you're surprised? Have you not seen the direction of the wind in that particular fucking party?
Like, did you think that you were going to change their minds?
Did you
They're
think you're
so deep?
Not even that. Did you think you're going to be exempt from the entire trans messaging these guys are doing?
Psst,
no.
Gay people, guess who's next?
Yeah.
And can I this is the perfect time to say this, I think. Save the children. As if a gay or lesbian person can latch on to that fucking saying when it came from one of the biggest homophobes on this goddamn planet back in 1977, Anita Bryant. As if you are going to take the slogan that tried to have you exterminated, not just like not wanting you around, but literally fucking exterminated, and you've taken that fucking slogan to push on to another group of people. If you want to talk mental illness, that's fucking mental illness. You want to talk about mental illness? You standing there with conservative people shoulder to shoulder, thinking that you are being accepted. Being a Muslim person, standing there with a bunch of fucking Christo-fascists that didn't even want you in this goddamn country. And all of a sudden, because you hate the same people they do, and then behind your back, not even behind your back, openly online saying, we're going to be together for this and then we'll deal with them after. Bullshit. Like,
yeah. And deal with them after.
Up.
literally includes you.
Every single one of those groups that marginalized groups that I talked about, 100%.
You are going to be used.
You're a useful idiot.
Yep. Whether it be Muslim, whether it be gays against groomers, everything else. Once they accomplish that first goal, you're next. Oh no, but no. Doesn't matter. You help them. You're next. You're done.
Yeah.
It is literally
My
trying to
friends
limit
abandoned
everything.
me. They were never your friends. Like we've been telling you this the entire. You need better friends. Like what kind of friends were they? What do you mean they're your friends? What did you guys do for them to show you they're your friends? How have they helped you as a friend? Because I have a pretty clear picture of what a friend is. They weren't your friends. Did they ever buy you lunch? Did they ever buy you coffee? Did they ever do any of those? Did they ever take you to the hospital when you were sick, or sit with you when you were sick, or bring you soup? Like any of that? Did they ever do any of those things? And if the answer is no, they didn't give two shits about you. They were just friendly to your face. And then clapped in your face when somebody told you you had a fucking mental illness because you're trans. Ridiculous. Hard lesson to learn, but glad you're here now.
It is. It's. Yeah. At this point, I'm like, if you're still with them at this point, and there's a few that I'm looking at.
Conservatism is a mental illness.
I'm not. There's a couple of people there that I look at, and I'm not even sure how to sort of address and deal with. Like I think Julie Malott, I want to say, who we saw the trans activist that was with Billboard Chris.
Ridiculous.
And
save the children.
Save the children from
what? A lot of Malata.
Yeah, Julia Malata. And what's the other one? Ellie from the St. Thomas, London area. Again, I'm like, who? It's the thing we were discussing. The whole closed door behind me mentality, pulling up the ladder.
Yep.
Like, I'm good. I'm up here. I'm fine. Fuck the rest of the people. Fuck the rest of the people like me, because you know what? There's
Julie
shit.
doesn't believe it though. Julie, it's not even about pulling up the ladder. It's about trying to make something of herself. Because to be honest, I was sat in her spaces and I listened to her spaces, and she can't answer a question. Like she talks a lot of words for the question, and by the summary, by the end of it, she's not even agreeing with the other, like the side that doesn't like trans people. Like she's kind of like, well, I mean, I'm not sure about children not getting puberty blockers. I mean, it is important in some instances, but it's really important. Blah, 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 blah. Like
Is she mad then?
She maybe just not as obnoxious
Nazi?
and she actually can string a sentence together, but the sentence she's stringing together is really long and a lot of words and not making any fucking point at all, to be honest. Like, just if she ever does a spaces again, go on her spaces and listen. You'll see.
Point out to me. I'll go take a look.
I only happen to join on one or whatever, but everybody else is making points about anti-transness, and then she has to answer the question, and then she's not siding with them.
I might even have fun and actually step up to be a speaker.
Yeah, I think she is just I was a speaker on there a couple of times on that particular one. Yes.
This is me not surprised.
Yeah, and Chanel Fall was there, like she was like the co-host or something, and
Chanel, how is that
Yeah.
sweetie doing?
Yeah, same thing. Lesbian woman who's like saying save the children, who was a teacher, who would have no problem throwing some kid under the bus because she's fucking evil as fuck. She's disgusting.
Not just
But no, I honestly think Julie, or whatever, Julie,
I think it is.
yeah, has zero self-esteem and is trying really hard to fit in, like, or maybe not just fit in, but like some sort of popularity or attention. I don't know. It's interesting. She's not a good advocate for the anti-trans movement, but she's a good face for it, if you know what I mean. Like she's
Well,
look, we have a trans person who's against children getting trans affirming care. Yeah. Look, she's right here, even though she doesn't actually agree.
She is a token person,
right?
And it's one of those things that's kind of, you're doing more damage than good. As for somebody who's gone through this, I'm surprised that you've gone through the hell that it is, that you are supporting people trying to make it more difficult.
Well, here's the thing. By supporting people making it more difficult, she's not in their crossfire anymore. So this is self-preservation for her, but throwing everybody else under the bus, right?
She's sacrificing a crap ton of lives just to save her own ass, which
just
means
to save her own ass.
Fuck you. That's a fucking bitch move. And B, you're just delaying it, because if they succeed, you're just going to get fucked.
She's going to be standing in a conservative caucus meeting, and everybody's going to be clapping because they think she has a mental illness. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's you're just delaying what you're fearing, and that's even worse than trying to stand up to protect who you are. All right, last video as we move over to Million March.
Second last video because we have our ending. But yes, Million March.
We do have, many people around the table with our organization that sometimes have different views. And I will tell you, in my world, they are predominantly male. Being a female freedom fighter has had its challenges over the last 3 years. What I am saying is that as a mother and as a person that's kind of leaving everybody else's nonsense behind, meaning I'm not listening to a bunch of men that don't have children explain to me that I'm not following risk mitigation and that, it might be fine by the time it's go time. I personally won't be attending Ottawa or Toronto for those reasons. I was asked not to make this announcement simply because, this may cause some people to not want to go to Ottawa. And I can't, with a clear conscience, support anybody going to Ottawa. So I had to come on here today to tell you that, because it's not sitting well with me. And there's a lot of men that are trying to make me quiet as to how I feel about Ottawa. I've been picked on for a couple of days. I didn't particularly like it. I don't like being picked on. I've been told that I'm emotional. I'm not emotional. Like I said, I'm definitely not going to win a popularity contest with this post today.
There was so much more to that video, but when I watched it, we were talking, right, Joe, and that happened. I'm like, I need to post this. Like, I couldn't believe that she's going crazy over the fact that these men are trying to control everything. Shit, Sherlock.
Yeah. There was a lot more to the post. I didn't get a chance, and I did sort of cheat and use yours.
But who?
Because it was
who are the men?
very, very good.
Who are the men that don't have any kids? Jeff Effley.
So yeah, the men. I can tell you a little bit of the men, because I did watch part of a video previously that was the organizing committee of this. So there was Jeff Everly.
It's Everly or Evely? It's Evely.
I don't care. Jeff, whatever. Jeff E.
Scott Bateman or whatever his name is.
Scott Spittle.
Spittle. Oh my God, what a terrible last name. Okay, Spittle.
Spittle or Spittle. Scott Spittle or Spittle.
Let's go with Spittle. You know what Spittle is, eh? It's like the shit that like hangs here when you're talking or whatever. Like
and
Spittle.
the last one, I don't know if you know this one. It's a Mr. Christopher Dacey.
Chris Dacey. He has kids, but he doesn't take care of his kids.
Well,
So
apparently,
that
maybe
guy.
he might have said no kids. I don't know if he did that, but you know.
I love that it's falling to pieces. These stupid men. Like, I'm the alpha male. I'm going to take care of. And I think she screwed up. I think what she meant was she, like, because she doesn't want the kids to be there. That was part of her thing. She's like, I don't think people should be bringing their kids. She's kind of worried about Ottawa because of the recent activity. I mean, like, what could she be talking about? I don't know. All like in Toronto, what's happening in Toronto, like we keep shutting out the bigots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, if I were them, I'd be worried. She also brought up, was it her that brought up that there was like, 10,000 people who showed up just for the parade, the Pride Parade. So yeah, be fucking afraid because Ottawa's not putting up with your shit, your bigotry shit. So yeah, bring your 24 people. We're going to swallow you whole. Okay. So she's trying to like divert everybody or keep everybody in their different cities. Same thing's going to happen. They're doing us a favor. I really wanted to say this and then I'm going to shut up. They're doing us a favor. During the convoy, when Ottawa was being assaulted, there were so many people around the country that were like, we wish we could help Ottawa. We wish, because like these guys are not the majority. And so to all those people who wished that they could have been there to shut these people down, well, now they're coming to your city. The same people that showed up in Ottawa, all 12 of them from each city that turned into 10,000 here, they're going to be in a city near you. So you pack your fucking car with a bunch of your friends, take 2 or 3 cars packed with your friends, and show up at that city and shut this shit down for good because they made it accessible to you to do something about it now. You don't have to watch from a TV as a portion of Canadians get assaulted by these fucking racist, bigot, anti-science pieces of shit. They're coming to a town near you. And now you get to play your part. And if you want, I'll send you one of these. Do it. Everybody up, it's time. This is the nail in the coffin. This is what's going to shut this coffin down.
And if you have any questions about it, let me give you a little bit of statistics on this.
Yes.
This particular movement is usually been focused into Ottawa. So the maximum was 12,000 at the time when it was a Freedom Convoy in Ottawa. This is a smaller number. It's been spread across the country.
Correct.
They've decided to open up to show how much of a massive movement this is across the country. No. They're taking the small number and spreading it to all these cities. So if you see this occurring in your city, and I recommend absolutely following Cookie Lady and taking a look. She's been doing a wonderful job to document as many of the locations as possible.
There's
that
77, according to Dana, in that video. She said there's 77 locations. There will be one near you.
So if you go take a look at Cookie Lady, she's even divided by province. So you can go take a look, see which is the closest location. Remember, these locations, are going to be reduced because the entire convoy population has been spread across every single location.
Yep.
And more than likely, with the exception of maybe Ottawa and Toronto, if you and a few carloads of your friends, 1 or 2, and maybe 1 or 2 other people follow you there, you're going to outnumber.
Yeah,
you're going to outnumber and scare. And if you do this, do it. Show up, film this, make the clip, tag us on this.
Yes, please.
Because we would love to do a massive 20th show of showing every single location. Like, hey, they decided to show up in our town. This is us, large crowd. This is them, dumbasses. And we just like to do a nice little
or if
montage.
somebody can do that, like, because we're going to be busy. When does this thing end? Oh, we could get home on time to do it. But if we don't have time, somebody else can splice all of that shit together for us or whatever.
You tag us.
Yeah.
We will make sure that it turns into a montage. And again, we know, we have people here. We will make sure that we show the message, and we'll make sure that message is shown to everybody that no, they showed up, they got shown, they got served in every single town.
Go to every single one of your Starbucks. Go to your United Churches. Go to your church if you have a church. There are. You just need to tell it. 2 or 3 groups of people. Make sure you pack your car. Make sure other people are coming with their cars. Outnumber these people in every fucking city. Shut this shit down. They think they're the majority. We keep proving they're not. But now this is the perfect moment to prove that Canada does not stand with them. They fucked themselves with this decision to do the 77 cities. I'm telling you right now, they fucked themselves only if everybody gets off their asses and goes and shuts this shit down.
You only need to take about a couple hours in the morning, show up, shut them down, make them look stupid. And I'm going to tell you right now, the trick to make them look stupid, is show up. There's really nothing much more.
Tell your union. Do something like.
Oh, if you're in union, tell them what's going on.
Right.
Your union should be supporting this.
They'll be bringing you coffee and donuts, pizza, whatever.
And additional support.
Yep. Do it.
Absolutely. All right.
Everybody up. It's time.
That's true. All. That's it for us. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I know there's much more for us. We're going to be continuing on. Don't forget, as usual,
our closer.
Our closer. I know.
Pay attention to this. And
don't forget to join us on Our Activism. We're always there on the Discord channel. You can go check me on my link tree. I'd say go check us on Deana's link tree, but she has none because.
Yes, I do. It's up on my bio. Both my MX Rainbow Doe and my Twitter account. I lost my blue check mark by putting my link tree up there.
Oh my God.
It's on my TikTok too.
Deana has a link tree. Everybody.
She's bringing Zexy back. Them convoy boys just don't know how to act.
She's got a link tree. So go to her link tree. Her link tree. Who's got her Discord invitation, right?
It's not in there.
Fuck. Go to mine because she doesn't have it.
I'll put it in.
She'll put it in eventually.
One day.
Maybe by next episode. So come join us in Auto Activism. We're definitely there. We're discussing events as they're coming up, including September 20th and anything else coming up additional. It's a great place to join up as we discuss ideas and everything else going on. And don't forget, enjoy us now. Don't forget to join us on Fridays as we do our Deana Joe Space.
11/11, make a wish. Okay, go. Deana's not in jail yet.
I wish for all you guys to join us on our spaces. Aw. Join us on the spaces. We'll be there at on Fridays. And again, this is a place where you guys can bring up things you guys want to discuss and everything else. Until
I'm sure
then,
more is going to happen. So let's see you on Friday. Until then,
bye.
Bye.